Hello YouTube. There's the bag people again here. I've just got another threat letter and I didn't even open this one yet. That's the first one they've sent me for a long time now. And well, I'm not complaining. I want them to send me plenty of them because it's costing them money. I see they're putting down their propaganda out that the letters only cost them 20p, but a second class stamp is about 53p, something around that. So how can they send those letters out for 20p? You know, whenever they would count up the cost of the paper and the ink and whatever other work would be involved in getting those letters out. Now I see they're using TNT, but they're not going to be doing it for charity. So I'm begging TV licensing to send me out as many letters as possible. Send them out on a daily basis if you want. Because even if it only is 20p, it's still 20p less going into their pot. It's still 20p less that's going into the pension pot. And for the big payoffs and all that scams that everybody knows about. So I'm not going to sit here and repeat over what everybody already knows about all the scams and roguery and carry on that the BBC's involved in. Not even going down that road about the child abuse and the pedos, because the world and everybody in it knows what the BBC's about. So I'm just waiting now on a goon visit, and hopefully it'll not be too long. And if a goon comes here and knocks my door, they'll be filmed. The registration of the car will be filmed and it'll be put on the internet. And there'll be no questions about that. That will be done, make no mistake about it. If a goon comes here to harass me at my home, I'll be turning the tables. And in my opinion, once a goon puts that uniform on in the morning, once he ties those bootlaces in the morning and goes out with his ID badge and all that other paraphernalia that they carry, has rights to privacy as they're no longer valid, in my opinion. This bullying from the BBC must stop. It has gone on long enough and people is sick and tired of it, and we're taking it no more. We've had enough. I wonder how the goons would like it if they were traced down to find out where they lived, and then they got a few visits to their door. You know, just to inquire, not to threaten them or, you know, or cause them any harm or that, like, but just to give them the harassment the same as they harass everybody else. Well, you could inquire about if they have a fishing licence, and if they say no, they don't do any fishing, well, you could always ask to come in just to check to see that there's no fish in the freezer. You know, and then can they prove that they went to the supermarket or went to wherever and bought the fish, that they didn't actually catch it. You know, and then you could check through the house and the garage and that just to see if there's any fishing rods or nets or anything like that. Or you could inquire maybe about a dog licence, to see if they have a dog licence. And there again, you could check in the house to see if there's any, if there'd be any way of, say, for feeding a dog, say if there's any wee bowls or dishes or plates, you know. If they would have the potential to keep a dog there. You know, just turn the tables the exact same way as what, and behave the exact same way as what they're doing, because they will not take our word for it that we don't watch their propaganda. You know, our word isn't good enough. If you don't pay up, you're a liar and a criminal and all the rest that goes with it. So the only way this is going to be stopped is to harass the goon, the henchmen. And if there's no henchmen, there'll be no harassment. You know, I'm not advising that people go out and break the law or anything like that, but I reckon the goons need the exact same treatment as what they're dishing out to the public. Although in saying that, they know who to bully and who not to bully. They seem to have that worked out to a fine art, but then maybe that's all part of the training. You know, gun school, they probably get a good education there on who they can get away with, who they can harass and get away with it. You know, single mothers and on their own, maybe hasn't two bob to feed a wean, and you've some gun landing at their door demanding money. You know, it's not on. A disabled person, there again, they'll know to harass them. Or a wee old lady in on her own, same thing again. They're bully boys, and these bully boys must be stopped by whatever means. They must be stopped. And gone are the days of people hiding behind doors and hiding behind curtains and sitting shit scared because of all the lies and propaganda and scaremongering that the BBC has put out about these enforcement officers and inquiry officers. All there are goons, good for nothing goons, that they're not capable of doing any other job, because there's nobody that would take that job if they had any other skill or any other qualification or any description. You know, I would rather work on a sewer up to my neck and human waste than to be out harassing people on their doorstep. You know, so the message needs to be put out to these goons that enough's enough. You know, it has to start on the doorstep, and these goons must be stopped. I don't think they've long left anyway, because the message is getting out. Although in saying that, the BBC extorted 3.6 billion, not million, billion last year. So there's still a lot of people sleeping. There's still a lot of people blind to what the BBC's about. But then there again, they're that good at the scaremongering. You know, about detector vans and detection equipment and all the rest. Why don't they use these detectors? You know, instead of them out knocking on people's door and harassing them and questioning them, why don't they just pull up in their detector vans and switch their detectors on and catch the people watching TV? If these detectors are so powerful and so great, you know, people are starting to wise up to this scam, but there's still a lot of people still in a deep sleep. So, as I say, keep sending out this here. Keep sending these. Plenty of them. Because every time you send one of those out, it's costing money. And it's costing more than 20p. But see, they don't want to admit that they're squandering as much money as what they are. You know, they're putting out that they've spent 10 million on these letters. I reckon it's far more, because there's no way on this earth that you would get a letter posted for 20p. You know, impossible. But then there again, don't believe anything the BBC tells you, because they're professional liars. They couldn't tell the truth. Impossible for them to tell the truth. They're based on lies and propaganda and scaremongering and all that goes with it. And as for the bag people, we need a few more members, and to get the warnings and to get the threats out to these goons that whenever they knock at door, that they don't know what's behind the door. You know, instead of the fear then on this side of the door, the fear needs to be on the outside of the door. That once that goon walks up that path and goes to knock at door, that he doesn't know what he is going to meet. And it'll make a goon think twice in the morning that he doesn't know what he's going to face. You know, and that is the only way this here is going to stop. So that's all I have to say in the meantime anyway. But the bag people is the way forward. So more power to the bag people.